Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review, episode number 141. This one I'm viewing the 142nd episode of the anime for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, A Test of Willpower. Yep, chapter starts off basically with sort of a debrief with the prisoner. Basically, his name is Curry, and he's about to be released from the medical ward because he's fully healed, and they want to send him to the lord of the prison, the one who's actually Chief Warden's boss, wants him to Barto's cell. Chief Warden says no, and and of course he can't do anything. So basically most of the episode is Boruto trying to figure out what the guy's weakness is. So basically Boruto and Mitsuke, of course Boruto comes back after leaving the medical ward. He asks Mitsuke, he tells Mitsuke what's going on. We gotta figure out his weakness. So they get to the yard, they ask various people until they decide to, one of their cellmates, the one who gave him to the prison, he pretty much basically suggests, why not ask the prison boss? He'll have information about it. So, asking about it, and he's just like, okay, I'll do this for you if you do something for me. Boruto was like, sure, whatever. What do you want me to do? Steal that lighthouse light bulb. I can't sleep a wink with that thing on. And Boruto was like, sure, why not? And Mitsuki, okay, that's why I think our bond is fake. Please don't use ninjutsu. But that doesn't stop using the running thing. Yeah, so he climbs up because he can't hop over the fence. So, and he just runs across. He nearly gets seen by a guard. Looking like he's able to hide really easily, just going over the side of the roof. Goes across, hops over jumps over the fence pretty easily, climbs up the thing. Then, when he's about halfway there, he has to stop because it looks like some kind of exploding paper. Yeah, this is a recurring thing in the series where a certain type of paper is used to basically make things explode. And luckily, just by sheer coincidence, rain just happened to fall, and a lightning just happened to strike the frickin' lighthouse. Also, when it starts raining, that's when the searchlights basically go out. And, Boruto climbs up, gets the thing, no problem. He takes the light bulb, and he's about to leave, and he's stopped by the Chief Warden. Yep. And because he can't really identify who he is, just shoot him. Yeah, I agree with the prisoner, should we at least identify him first, then shoot him? It's nah, shoot him, identify his corpse. And then Boruto sneakily uses ninjutsu to blind them. You could easily say, oh yeah, we use basically like a flash bomb, whatever. Yeah, that's what he probably could have suggested. And he gets out, gives the light bulb, and of course Mitsuke basically chastises the prison boss over basically tricking him. But he's able to get down, no problem. Gets the thing to the boss, and okay, so basically the book comes in. I'll get to the book in a minute. Now, I should mention this. Now, it's revealed in this episode that the Chief Warden is an alcoholic. Yeah, the guy drinks. So when he runs out of beer, or at least whatever he's drinking, he just throws beer against the wall and just starts walking around. At one point, he's asked by one of the guards to go visit the guard, the criminal who put Katakuri in the war in the first place, who was in solitary confinement, ask him for a favor. Arrange for him to be killed in exchange for diamonds. How the guy got it there is never really explained. And he leaves I'll pretend this conversation never happened. And as far as I know, it's never really followed up with. No, not really. Then, of course, that's when the whole weakness thing comes in. The Chief Warden, the feudal lord finds out about this. He is upset with him about this. And he says, I can no longer trust your judgment. So he walks back. And then he's informed by the doctor that one of the wooden tags has gone missing. Yes, wooden tags. Because here's kind of the thing. Now, looking at the prison in this particular show, in this episode here, it looks like a modern-day prison. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. And I didn't notice this from last week, but apparently, even though, yes, they're wearing orange jumpsuits, which typically they do, and, apparently they're able to keep some of their actual clothes underneath the actual prison uniform jumpsuits, which I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So they keep ninja outfits, but they have to wear the orange jumpsuits. Okay. So he's informed that 3 days prior, a wooden tag disappeared. He gets upset by this, and they try to figure out who could have basically done it. And so the prison's been locked down looking for this particular tag. Who has it? Now explain this episode. So, basically, Mitsuke and Boruto, of course, Katakuri comes in the cell, and this happens like the whole lockdown comes within just like a couple minutes of he's in the cell, and everybody's in lockdown. So Boruto and Mitsuki have a private conversation about this one they can't hear, and like, just okay, so because it can't be them, and it can't be Katakuri, he just got this cell, and so it must be one of the three cellmates who's behind it. Yes, and that's where the episode ends. Those of you curious, though, what is Sadara up to this episode? Well, she's put in a room with bars. This is probably like a guest room, whatever. I highly doubt this is probably just a guest room. Of course, this is where Sadara basically is one to suggest this to the warden, not the warden, the lord of the prison. Yeah, Misuke Snake pops up here, like somehow it got here. It's not thoroughly explained. Unlike with last week's episode, you actually do get a chance to see a snake move around. This one, it's like, okay, we see here's Misuke Snake. Okay. Sadara sneaks around. She also sneaks around the office and notices the trash is full of trash. That's like the idea of basically finding out about Banga's weakness. Yeah, he's the chief warden. Yeah, this big, huge guy is the warden. I'm like, how the heck is this guy the chief warden in this place? Like, it'd probably be more interesting if oh yeah, he was the captain of the guard, but no, he's chief warden. Yep. And yeah, interesting ending. So it looks like we're probably gonna wrap up the plot that was left over from last week with the whole thing of Katakuri being attacked the second time in the medical ward, basically with next week's episode. Unknown if the arc will wrap up with next week's episode, but I gotta say, for this arc so far, it's really good. Yes. It feels as though the writers of the show it feels as though the writers of the past two episodes, this one and last week's, they have a pretty good idea what they're doing. Also, for some reason, the Meiji Bandits are not mentioned this episode as they were last week. Yeah, my personal guess is because they probably didn't mention this episode because they probably were mentioned several times in last week's episode. So you probably don't necessarily mention it in the second episode, but if you watch this episode, you're like, okay, why are they protecting him for? Yeah, the stuff basically about him is not mentioned in this episode. Basically, you gotta have watched the last week's episode to understand some of the stuff happening in this episode. That is just my gist of it, but it's a good episode overall. Yep. So, excuse me, that's it for this particular review. I have roughly about 2 or 3 more videos I want to do today. My next video I'm going to do is a review of the newest chapter of Demon Slayer. Yep. And after that, a couple Trigon videos, hopefully. And then, okay. But until then, until I see you in the next video, what to do next with Demon Slayer. Bye.